Hi guys, welcome to Wild Reaches and Yarrabah.
I want to take you all on a journey. Now, I'm fully aware that, in the cities of Australia where a lot of you are living and around the world, you don't really get to experience or see what goes on day to day in an Aboriginal community. Now, this weekend I'm in Yarrabah, which is an Aboriginal community up in far north Queensland. I've spent a little bit of time here. They're such amazing people, and one of the families, a big family, have invited me out today just to do this is just a regular weekend for them. I've come out here to one of the old camps and I don't know what to expect, so I'm not going to promise barramundi, I'm not going to promise mud crab, but I know the only food that we have was scones that Lanita cooked this morning bright and early. Josh was up last night making spears, and the tide's dropping out, and I'm sure we're in for a hell of a journey. And I want to take you guys along for the ride because I get to come up here and experience this all the time, so this is kind of becoming normal to me. But I wanted to just do an episode where it's nice and slow. This is what happens in an Aboriginal community. These are real people, and this is the way that they live. All right, so we've picked everyone up, driving through the community there this morning. Shot down to the boat ramp, put the boats in while the tide was nice and high. We've just come around to this beautiful bay where Lanita's, I think it's her grandparents' camp is. And apparently the family come camping out here a little bit. And this tide, we're on a new moon, so the tide's going to drop right out today and expose this whole area behind me. And in front of me here, this will all become exposed. Huge big mud flat, which means mud crabs, stingray, all sorts of stuff. So we're going to hunt this flat, I reckon, as the tide keeps dropping. The boats will be high and dry there until late this afternoon when the tide turns and starts coming in. And we're on foot for the day. So I've got everything, spears, rods, drone. Josh is over here with a fly rod. Boys have got spears. It's all happening. Who's who here, boys? Boy son?
Jimmy,
Jimmy?
Kimi, Rakim, aka Remix.
What do you call the seagull here again?
Quilla.
Goila. He just tried to take my drone.
I told you he was going to film that. You tried to film it.
I just had the drone up already.
Oh, I saw it. I was like, he's filming. He must be filming that Quilla because he's there.
I got it to me pretty quick. He came straight for it, beelined it. Goila, hey? Goila. White belly seagull, Goila. Oh, and who's this fella here? Camera crew. This is Josh.
Crew, yeah.
Hi girls, what are you guys doing? Just want to show us the shells. So what sort of shells you got there?
This one.
And what's the other ones?
Hello, you mob. Welcome to Wild Reaches Yarry style. Over here we've got the family here getting longtail. They all on the bank here getting all a longtail. A couple of boats parked on the beach. We'll be here till the tide comes back now. Now for you at home, if you don't know what a longtail looks like, these are longtail. So what happens is these little things stick up through there. It's like 3 parallel dots. You gotta be really quick, put your hand there and grab them, and you try and get the tail. Now this tail here, you can actually eat raw. A bit like a plain celery, but a bit salty. What we're going to be doing here is, as this big sand flat, mud flat drains off, we're going to be walking along the edge of this drain and looking for dullery, which are blue swimmer crab, or some mud crabs swimming around trying to get out of the shallow water. So that's what we're going to be doing. If we can find a stingray, we'll smash that too.
This looks like a spear rod tree here. pretty average one, but that's a beach hibiscus. And then there's, by the look of it, these almond trees, beach almonds as well, mangroves. And then up there behind me, look at that rainforest coming right down to the ocean. And then mangroves. So we got these crazy ecosystems right here on top of each other. It's just amazing. So this country here, these are Kunganji people. And these days, because of the mission, there's a lot of Yidinji people, which are the surrounding tribe. Back in the old days, this was just Kunganji country. And the family I'm with here today are, I think, descendants of both tribes. So yeah, coconut trees in here. It's just an absolute abundance. And we're right near Cairns. You probably just heard a plane fly over. So Yarrabah is a mission. Well, Yarrabah was a mission. So the mission started in 1892, which was when, not long after, a white man landed at Cairns, you know, stripped all the mangroves, started building a port there, and trying to work their way up over this huge big range here. This is part of it that you can see behind me. So Cairns would have been very similar to this. And they're trying to get up over the range to get way up to the Palmer River to the gold rush, and then build themselves a big port and eventually a city, being Cairns. But all the indigenous people, the Aboriginal tribes, were all terrific stories like there are all around Australia, and they were, you know, chased out of the area, they were shot, all sorts of things, horrible stories. And that's when, what was the fellow's name? I'll write it below here, but the missionary moved in and decided to build a mission out here at Yarrabah on Kunganji country, and bring the surrounding tribes into this area to seek refuge, I suppose, was the beginning of it all. His son ended up taking over. Ribble was his name. His son ended up taking over the mission when the father passed away, and I don't know if he was a good man or a bad man, whether he had good intentions or bad. You know, looking at it these days, looking back, some, you know, the stories I've read were quite horrific. It was a hard way of life, and the things that these Aboriginal people endured was just amazing. So there are actually Aboriginal people from all over Cape York, all the communities that I venture to, that I'm welcomed into. You know, they all have family members who ended up down here in Yarrabah, and the Kunganji people, who were the tribe here at the time, actually welcomed them all in with open arms, because there was no other option. You know, this was the beginning of the end of their traditional way of life, and that traditional way of life, part of that was boundaries. You didn't cross boundaries, tribal boundaries, but all that had to change because, you know, Aboriginal people were being slaughtered, basically. So they had to welcome them in for sanctuary. But today, Yarrabah is a beautiful place. The mission is gone, but the people are still here, and the stories are still there. And hopefully we can learn a bit more about it today with the family, share that with all of you guys around the world, and give you a bit of an insight into life out here in far north Queensland. I was pretty keen to get in here and look for a mud crab, but I also don't want to run into a big saltwater crocodile. And the boys are saying that the muddies will be out here on the flats a little bit later, so might have a quick walk up in here, have a bit of a look, and then we'll get out there on the flats. Bloody stinks in here for some reason. If we don't have to dig in the mud, then I'm not going to. If we struggle to get one out here, then we'll come back into the mangroves a little bit later. So what do we got here? Can you explain a bit? We got Rocky Island.
Rocky Island, Mother's Point, False Cape, Cape Grafton, Girriga.
There's Cooper Creek over here. Warren Jet, that little beach. And just back from that is, to the left of it, Balbrew.
What is it?
Balbrew. And that's due to pocket there, where the mangrove back
yeah.
to Mother's Point.
Yeah. And then is that the, going up the range there, that clearing, is that the road coming in?
That's the power line.
Oh, yeah.
That's where the power line comes.
So Yarrabah, one road in, one road out.
One road in, one road out, unless you're going to swim.
Well, back in the old days, them old people were brought here
By ship.
By ship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
by ship.
And but the Kunganji people who lived here before the mission, they'd be going out for trade, wouldn't they? Or they'd paddle around in dugouts and stuff.
They had tracks, eh?
Oh yeah.
Right through the mountain ranges and.
Yeah.
But yeah, dugout.
So really, Kunganji, like the old people, the Kunganji people were saltwater people, but then you got the rainforest and all that too.
Yeah, just there.
Yeah.
Everything, eh?
Saltwater, like turtle.
Saltwater and
Yeah, what do you hunt here? Tell us what you hunt.
turtle.
Yeah.
Dugong. Variety of fish. Shellfish, oysters, whirl. What you here for?
Yeah, I'm gonna get some whirl.
Window pane oyster.
Yeah, that's the Latin, or that's the scientific name.
That's the scientific name.
So what about stingray?
Stingray.
Yeah.
Everything really, eh?
And then up in the rainforest, you'll see in an episode way back, I was with Josh and the boys, we went hunting up in the rainforest and caught, or shot, what are they called, the pigeons?
Doodle, Boalik.
Boalik, that's it.
Nice bird, eh?
Yeah, it was delicious.
Beautiful bird.
Beautiful bird to look at.
Yeah.
Beautiful bird to eat.
Beautiful, oh man. You had 2 plates, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. It was beautiful.
Cassowary.
Cassowary, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's gotten one here for a while, but then we get the Torres Strait pigeons come through, from I think about September to March, April. Come down, nest, and then they go home. PNG or Torres Strait Islands or somewhere.
Yeah, Torres Strait Islands. Oh, it's amazing country, mate. It's beautiful.
There's a.
Hopefully we get some mud crabs.
So we're just gonna go across the bank here. I'm gonna try and get some more longtails to show you guys, and then just gonna cross the bank again and get some oysters.
Where we just got these long tails from.
Do you reckon this would be deep enough to hold a barra? This creek?
Up a bit, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Eureka Bay.
So that'll be gone this time.
Oh, Liebe. Okay.
This is where we're going. See that little creek in there? Hopefully it's deep enough to hold a barramundi before this tide drops right out. Bloody knee-deep mud. You wouldn't want to be having to get away from anything real quick. Ah, it's super shallow. Now the boys don't seem too worried about crocodiles, but particularly on this low tide. But I flew the drone a couple of weeks back, about a month ago actually. Maybe the next creek down, and on a dead low tide, I'll show you now, there were 2 big salties right at the mouth, like where I am right now. So they do hang around. This creek looks too shallow.
This is the Wild Regis boat. Wild Regis. Okay.
Lost the boys. We all kind of went different directions into the mangroves. I hugged that creek there, and Rakeem's walked off. There he is down there. He's walking that edge heading back, but Boy's son and Jimmy, every now and then I hear him in the mangroves. Bloody midges are thick in there. I was getting smashed. Really want to walk these flats and get some mud crab out there. I've just been standing here in silence because, as you can see, up to the south here, you can see where the camp is and the smoke coming out of the trees there. It's like this is what it would have been like, 300 years ago before white men came. You'd see little family camps, with smoke billowing up into the sky, probably everywhere. So I'm here just listening, and all I could hear, until this plane just took off, all I could hear were the birds in the mangroves, the tide moving out like the waves, and then out there to sea is an old school sailing ship. Look at that thing out there, which could very well be the Endeavour. The first ship that sailed up the first English ship that sailed up the east coast of Australia back in the late 1700s. And there's a story of this place. So this mountain, or this point just here behind me, is called Mother's Point. And then down around the corner there, in the big bay, that's present-day Yarrabah. But the story goes that a young man was on lookout on one of these hills. He had a lookout, probably looking for neighbouring tribes, making sure they weren't paddling around into their hunting grounds or coming in for trade or things like that. So he's up on, I imagine, would be either this hill up here or this hill up the top, because over the other side there is the east coast of Australia, and you can see right down southeast, down the Great Barrier Reef, down the coast. And then this side you can obviously go northeast, you can see up to the north, and you can see straight out east. So it's a pretty good lookout. And the story goes that he was up there on lookout and he spotted a ship just like that one that I'm looking at right now, sail around the point. And so he's run back down to camp, which would have been somewhere down there near Yarrabah, run all the way back down there and told all the elders. And the men organised for the women to go to Mother's Point, which was this point here, and hide out. And then the men retreated up into the hills as the ship came into the bay, and retreated up into the hills and watched as the ship moored in the bay and the longboats paddled into shore. And back in those days, Aboriginal people all around Australia, I've heard lots of stories, when they saw white men come ashore, they actually thought that they were spirits of their old people, of their ancestors. So they were inquisitive, but they kept their distance. And these white men paddled ashore, checked out their camps, they walked through the camp, and they ended up paddling back out and taking off. And when the men came back into camp, had a good look around, they noticed boot prints and the smell, and they couldn't work it out, to see these strange footprints. I think they then assumed that they were bad spirits. But that was the first encounter with white men, and that was right here, Kunganji country, with a ship just like that one, which is ironic that I'm here now and there's this ship that looks like the Endeavour sailing past. You can almost feel that story, in the silence here. Nothing but nature. It really is like this land here has been forgotten. It hasn't changed much at all in all those years.
Winston, go that way, yeah? I'm going to show you what we're looking for. So see these three holes? See how these three parallel holes here?
Oh yeah?
So those three parallel, those three parallel, those three parallel,
yep.
Those three parallel. They're all long tail. So what you have to do is you try to find the biggest ones. So that one looks like a nice big one down there.
Yep.
They can't see your shadow, and you got to be real quick because otherwise they'll disappear. Because see, this one should disappear. And you go. And you try and get as much of the tail as possible that the tail digs in.
Is that how they move themselves, with their tail?
Yeah, so that they sit vertically in the mud.
Oh, mate, you got it. What? I've never seen them before.
Yeah, so that's long tail. Lottie, you can go wash it. Look where you're walking, right where we're about to go.
And there's enough meat in there for it to be worthy. Like it's not
Well,
just
we've
the
got-
tail.
No, so that you cook that. And so like they hold on with like this little fairy bit down here and they pull themselves down. You got to be real quick. Good at getting them. Oh, it's a small one.
So that's how you tell with those 3 dots. You can tell.
3 dots, and sort of the further apart and bigger they are,
Yeah.
the better they are.
This is what it looks like.
Oh, that's a nice clean one. You cleaned it, eh? Got good colours.
Try the tail there.
You just
Don't bite the bottom of it, just bite the middle of it. Salty celery.
it is, hey.
I want to try this one.
Yeah, that's good.
Because I can only get them.
That's so weird.
Little one.
Look at that thing.
Oversized fingernail.
Oversized.
So you never cook the tail, you just eat it raw.
Yeah.
Got it.
I like it.
Oh, you got a big one there, look.
Oh yeah.
You gonna try get one?
Yeah.
They're all over, like that's why when you come here, on a day like today, and there's not much going on,
Yeah.
the kids can enjoy themselves collecting all longtail.
So there's all sorts of stuff. Oysters, longtail, wirral.
Yeah, and I was filming earlier, like what I want to do is I want to go along here, and as those things drain and it gets clearer, you can see the like crabs starting to move out.
Okay.
And I'll see if I can just snag a few crabs while we're on the way.
Missed it. What do you got? Big ones? Oh yeah, mate. That's awesome.
A long
They're
tail.
big, eh? That big one. You like them? Cool, I want to try to get one too. I'm gonna catch myself one. Oh, you don't like it? Oh, I saw it go in.
Oh, here you go. You're sort of trying to pinch it, like jam it against the wall.
Yep,
Not like that.
I got one. If you pull too hard, you just rip their tail off. Geez, they're strong.
They're all over here.
I broke his tail. My first long tail. It's a short tail, that one. It's only a little bubba too. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, what a Oh, there.
I keep getting all the tiny little ones.
Me too.
One, two.
We need to wash it. Okay. And it's got a really short tail.
It does, hey. So did my one.
I gotta put mine back.
It's pretty bloody dirty work too.
Yeah. They're all there cracking some oyster.
Oh, I keep breaking the tail off.
Tail's the best bit for me. I like the tail. Anita won't eat the tail,
That's a better one. Broke his tail though. But you can still eat that little bit, yeah?
Yeah, no, we'll put it on the fire after.
Okay. And you can eat that tail right to the shell?
Yeah.
Or do you just eat the middle bit?
I just mostly eat the middle bit. You can eat it.
Look here.
There's one now for me.
Was there one there, was there?
Look here, you got Lord here.
The girls are out here knocking oysters off the rocks. So I imagine everyone's collecting food, hopefully for a cook-up back there at camp. Because I'm starting to get a bit hungry.
Big one.
Look how long it is. Wow, that's a good one.
You can eat it.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Try the tail part.
That part, right in the middle?
Yeah.
Oh, it's hard, that one.
Is it disgusting or yummy?
No, I like the taste. Nice and salty.
Have you got?
Lottie, give me one part.
Where all them? Echo, where all them? That's the one you give me. All them. Where all them? One.
Oh, Brilla.
Oh, yeah, there. Is that them there?
You wanna put them in? You wanna put them in a bag or something?
I don't know where bag.
We put them in the side of your pocket there, Nate.
Yeah.
And up here we've got Lanita here repping the Wild Reaches merch. All sizes available on store now. Go over to the website,
What's that store? Wildreaches.com.
wildreaches.com, that's it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're actually getting the meat out now.
Where?
What are all the jala?
No, that's just the normal size.
So what sort of oyster this one, Lanita?
Mud oyster.
Mud oyster. Oh, you got heaps in there.
So what's the difference between mud? What's the other one?
Kuchum.
Kuchum, is that like a big black lip one?
Nah, kuchum is, it's, I don't know what the difference.
Yeah, similar to them black lip, but they often quite small.
Yeah, okay.
But they can grow really big.
So these ones you've got in there now in that container, are they just these?
Yeah, it's these ones here.
You can find them at Jala. Show them the difference.
Jala, Jala. So you can see it.
Yeah.
Just over there.
That's a big one.
If I can crack it.
It's a massive one.
Try and keep going. Oh, you could probably move that rock out the way. There.
Ho!
What's that one?
Jala.
Jala.
That's the, oh yeah, look. Couple more here, look.
Oh!
So you don't like these as much as the little ones, or?
I do.
Yeah, I think I prefer
These
the
are mine.
Yours and mine, yeah?
Yeah, well, I'll share them.
Should I bring a lemon?
Should have brought a lemon.
Oh, yeah.
And one here.
Show us those, mate.
Bit easier when you have a better angle on them.
And another one here.
Three. Look how pretty them shallows.
That is them off again.
Hello, mate.
Hi, mate.
How are you?
Very good. Brian.
Brian, I'm Nathan. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you, mate.
This place is amazing.
Yeah.
So you come out here a bit, hunting?
Yeah, we grew up there in that little camp there before.
Yeah?
Like grandparents.
What are you chasing?
Yeah, just getting some oysters.
Oh, yeah, nice. We just got some big ones.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get some crabs, hey? Yeah. So Josh is saying he fishes this area, this stretch here for barramundi, and looking at it now you can see where the barramundi would be tucked up under the rocks. Under the ledges, especially on that big rock over there where Lanita is. There's proper caves under there where those barramundi would be sitting, waiting to ambush anything that goes past. That little seagrass.
Seagrass here for turtle and dugong, common gravy.
Too hungry now, and I don't want to carry them.
What is that?
Big oyster. Oh, they are good.
What's that?
Those oysters raw.
Yeah.
They're delicious. Look at that.
Filming yourself.
Yeah.
Put some of them on a scone. That's what's happening when we get back to them.
I forgot about the scones. Oh, so good.
What?
Out of like wirral, mud crab, mussel. What's your favourite?
Mussel and mud crab.
They're your favourite.
And wirral.
Hopefully the boys come back with some, hey? What do we got?
Wirral. So it's only a little small one. They get like twice the size of that in circumference.
It just feels like 1/2 still, but you reckon that's...
Nah. So what if you can wash it dry and hold it up to the light?
I've got slime in my belly.
Oh, you can see that in the middle?
Yep, that's the meat there.
That tiny little thing?
Yep. But like I said, they get about double the size and diameter. When they die, they sit like that in the water.
Oh, right.
So that's like a razor sharp.
Yeah. It might taste like a little scallop or like a mussel.
Yeah.
Finally, Wirral. Mate, it's been a long time coming.
It's been the reason you're in Yarrabah.
Yeah.
The old Wirral shell.
I need to go wash.
You do. So the first time I was invited into Yarrabah was by Josh to find Wirral, because I was with Jordan over in the Gulf of Carpentaria. We're way up a river system. Here's another one. Oh, I got a good one.
Another one.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, because you're going on bait.
Okay, you go get some Wirral. So yeah, I'm with Jordan over in the Gulf, and way up a river system we find all these, turns out they were Wirral shell. They were massive and there was nothing, they were empty, I'm pretty sure. I'd never seen them before, I didn't know what they were, so I said something on the episode. Josh commented and said that they get them here in Yarrabah, and apparently the young kids go out in the flats here, and because they're light, they walk the flats, pick up all these Wirral and bring them back to town. They also, sometimes they'll go out on like boogie boards so that they can get onto those, you know, where you sink into your waist. They can still get out there and find Wirral. Let's go up here and have a wash.
A few mussels.
Yeah,
But it's alright, I enjoyed the walk.
what's it like that? I didn't know you were going to walk right around the back row. I would have come with you. Is it? Through the mangroves the whole way?
Yeah, and with a white mangrove. Any oyster down and put it on a scone.
Oh, you got some scone? Oh yeah, look at these ones.
Big one. Holy crap, that's a big one. They got little things. Hey, come here.
Put them Wirral over there, look. Put them Wirral back over there.
Put that more over here.
Ryan.
Let's wash it.
Oh, heaps more. Yeah. So are they sitting on top or are they sunk in?
Yeah, sit on top.
Yeah.
Well, lucky I never drink these, so. No, part of it never. Who's rolling around?
Nowadays, that's good enough for me.
Well, same.
Same. Any day you can come with emergency, keep them next door, I'll show you the picture with the baby.
Hey, you said you weren't going to swear today.
Yeah. Yeah, but the problem is if I chuck the mussel on there, they're going to add that fire. Put it on the other side. Pull on this side here. Pull it back a bit more. Yeah. Pull it back your way a bit.
Don't be stupid, Josh. Put it on the
Now
other
put it on the other side. Pull it back a bit more. Get a lot of mussels. Yeah.
So even once they're popped, you still got to...
It's better to be overcooked than undercooked.
With Wirral.
With Wirral.
Alright.
You don't want to be vomiting.
So here today we are over at Girriga Bay, just outside of Yarrabah.
It's tasty.
Get out of the
Oh, is that for me?
Taste it. Go to the camera.
Put some lemon on there.
Oh, I want to taste it
nice.
just as it is.
It's fun.
They obviously get much bigger than
If
that.
they taste
Yeah, like twice the size.
Go grab one.
3 times the size. Like this here.
Oh, yeah.
That camera going off.
They're amazing.
That's how you turn it back
They're good, eh?
on. Oh.
Oh, now I need like a bucket of them.
Yeah, these are all for you.
No.
Yes, they're all for you.
So this is where I grew up as a child with my grandparents, King Bybee, Vincent Shriver. Is the 3rd generation from King Minmini, king of the Gunganji tribe in Yarrabah.
Look at that.
You get to say the language name, the common name, and the scientific name.
Wirral, window pane oyster. What else?
Lacuna placenta.
What is it?
Lacuna placenta.
How do you hold all that stuff? They're delicious, mate.
So this is the little shack that we stayed in when my grandparents was alive.
Oh, it's gonna cook.
No, nothing gonna cook. I don't know why you're flipping ruin it by pulling it this way. You just leave it over there.
So this little area here, this used to be in the kitchen area. On this side here. This used to be in the veranda.
Oh, jeez, sorry, I'm camera shy. Happy to get that.
And in here, this is where we used to camp. The longtail is nice too.
Longtail's pretty much the same.
Do you have to cook them like the same as a Wirral? Or you
Yeah,
get them for a while?
that shower like
Oh yeah. Yeah, they haven't started to cook yet.
No, because this fire's not even going.
Hot enough, is it?
Yeah. We're smoking it, we're not.
We came over with my first cousins, and when we'd come over, we would go out on the bank.
That's how I like it.
We'd walk out on this bank here and we'd do some hunting and gathering, getting longtails on the bank, getting oysters over where the rocks are, walk up to the spring water to get fresh water up in the bush, and mussel in the mangrove, also fresh mud crabs on the bank as well. And yeah, and when we get all our catch, we'd come back, make a big fire, and have that for our dinner. I came one something else.
A round trip, I must have told you about Wirral a year ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
About a year ago I'm telling them about Wirral.
Oh, hot. You eat the whole thing on this longtail?
Yeah.
How's it?
I don't like eating that furry bit, but yeah.
Why do you just peel that off? That's weird, hey, the food. Come on, you guys gonna eat something as well, or just me?
Yeah, we got the mussel in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to move them back onto this side.
Look at
I don't know why.
Look at this.
I don't know what we're going to do on that side.
Lanita's scone, longtail, and Wirral. So who's going to tell me about this place before we all leave?
Brian.
Brian.
Brian,
Come on,
there.
mate. All right, our boats are finally floating. That's it, we're off, heading back to Josh's place, camp out there tonight. We've got a big day planned tomorrow, chasing barra. So you guys come along for the ride in the next episode, chasing barramundi. But for now, get back in the boats, shoot back to the cruiser. Might have a troll on the way back. But that's gonna be a wrap for another episode. Up here in Yarrabah, far north Queensland, Australia. Hope you all enjoyed it. Bit of insight into what goes on up here in these communities. Just a beautiful day spent with family on the beach, eating whatever we catch, and just relaxing really. I said to Josh that because we were stuck here with the tide, you're kind of forced to relax, which was really nice. Bit of a change of pace to what I've been doing this trip. Anyway, make sure you like, subscribe, come back next week, and go back now. Don't worry about buying merch unless you want to. Don't worry about Patreon. Just do me a favour, go back and watch another episode of Wild Reaches. All right, appreciate you guys. And thanks to Josh, thanks to the whole family here for inviting me to Yarrabah, inviting all of you into Yarrabah via YouTube and showing everyone around. Really appreciate it.
And guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to Wild Reaches.
No, do it again. Do it again.
All right. King James II.
How to keep your forward down so it stays level.
Oh, true.
Yes. That's a wrap for another episode.